Hey everybody, so RV or marine toilet paper, do you really need it? We're going to figure that out in this episode. Stay tuned. Alright, so how are we going to figure that out? I've seen a few videos on YouTube already. A couple of people have done this. I'm going to try to streamline that a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit to that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these toilet papers, okay? We're going to take 4 squares from each roll, all right? We're going to place them in these containers, nice pretty blue water, all right? We're going to give it 2 shakes, all right? We're going to see how that does, and then after that, we're going to wait 30 minutes because I think 30 minutes is about the least amount of time from the last person doing their business to either the pump out with your boat or the dump station with your RV. So I think that's about the least amount of time you would have. So give these guys a fair shot to break down and see if it matters 30 minutes later, and then we'll figure that out. We're also going to go over the softness and the cost. All right, first up on the list is Campachem. I really don't think you need to see my face to do this, and I can already tell you, like, it's really hard to get started, so it's kind of a pain already. But we're going to get our 4 squares, all right? We're going to fold it, you know what we do after that, and then throw it in there. All right, let's give 2 good shakes. 1, 2. This is kind of if it's flushing, all right, in the head, and we're going to let it sit there for just a second. We're actually going to let that sit for 30 minutes. We're going to let each of them sit for 30 minutes just to give us time to go to the pump out or the dump station. So let's get on to the next one. All right, next up on the list is Scott 1000. So this is not an RV toilet paper, but man, it is super thin. Let's see what we get here. One, 2. There we go. You'll see that up on the screen, how that's breaking down. An obvious difference between that and the Campachem for sure. So we'll let it sit for 30 minutes as well. All right, next up on the list, a no-name, complete no-name. This was from Walmart. And yeah, I have no idea what this stuff is called, but it's 60 cents for a 4-pack. So it doesn't get any cheaper than that. So wad it up, throw it in. Probably speed some of this stuff up for you guys. You notice I'm not shaking it up. That was breaking down pretty good. I'm not shaking it up really hard just because in a boat or an RV situation, it's not going to get shaken up really hard. Let's get on to the next one. I love a good everyday value. All right, easy to start. Oh, that's nice, very pleasant. This one's the softest one so far, actually. At least in my opinion. We'll get Brooke's opinion on that. Throw it in. Not much breakdown. Put some of this stuff over here. Alright, let's let it sit for 30 minutes. We got our timer going up here. Alright, next up. This is the one we use. We actually use this one right now. And seemed legit when we were shopping. We use it in our RV, I should say. Very easy to start. Yep, pretty good. There we go. Let me go get my little bowl of pretty blue water. I'll wad up. Boop. Wow. That one's not doing anything. The Campachem really breaking down compared to that one. Very interesting. And that is RV toilet paper. That's the Scott RV toilet paper. This is just a random Angel Soft. I don't know if it's any kind of, I don't think it's any A-Low or any of that fun stuff. We'll be cutting a lot of this stuff out. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's let her sit. Camco RV and Marine. These are heavy. These rolls are actually, this is probably the heaviest package of all of them. Oh, easy to start. Nice. Well, I said that. I take that back. It's not easy to start. Looks like it's going to break down pretty good. Really not easy to start. Holy cow. Use my knife to start it. Good grief. Alright, let me get it legit. So here's a bunch of waste from starting it. 1, 2, 3, 4. These rolls are a little bigger. Definitely thicker than the Campa. All right, we're gonna wait 30 minutes and we'll be right back.
Hey everyone, so I've been tasked with testing softness. So I've spent some time noticing how thick some of these pieces were, how thin some of them were, how scratchy some of them were, and I've narrowed it down to my 2 favorite. One is Angel Soft, which isn't an RV or marine toilet paper, but hence the name, it's really soft. And the other one is the Scott RV and marine toilet paper. This is the one we use right now, so I'm really hoping it breaks down well because it's thick and it's soft, and it actually reminds me of the Cottonelle we use at home. So this is a great RV toilet paper to us, but we don't know how it's going to do, so we can't wait to see how it performs.
All right, everyone, so price. That's really the biggest reason to even do this experiment. Is it worth it to pay the extra, well, what we think is extra money for the RV toilet paper? So let's break it down right quick. You have to be careful. The packaging is a little misleading sometimes on some of these. Sometimes they'll give you the total square footage of the entire package, or sometimes they'll give you the total square footage of each roll. So I've already done that math for you, and here we go. So Campa, I've got the prices down here. You'll notice me looking down. Campa is 7 cents per square foot. Scott 1000 is 3 cents per square foot. The Great Value is 1.5 pennies per square foot. Angel Soft is 2 cents per square foot. Camco is 7 cents per square foot. So Camco and Campa, the 2 RVs, are certainly much more expensive than the other 3 we've talked about so far. The next RV, Scott Rapid Dissolve, is only 3 cents per square foot. So that's actually very competitive with the Scott 1000. And I can tell you that Scott 1000 was like really thin. And then the No Name brand, none of them can compete with the No Name brand. It was less than a penny per square foot. All right, guys, first on the list, it's been 30 minutes, so we've had time to either take the boat to the pump out, or we've hitched up the RV and now we're at the dump station. So it's been 30 minutes. Let's see how we do. We're going to have a little bit of shaky going across the lake or going to the dump station. I'm going to give it 1, 2, and here we go. So that's 30 minutes later, and that's broken down pretty good. This is the Campa. Let's keep going. Next up is the Scott 1000. So bumpy to the dump station or the pump out. And then we're going to give it 2 good flips. It's significant difference from the Campa. And this one's really thin. So you can see that on your screen there. We'll compare them all in just a minute. All right, next up is the Camco. So bumpy to the dump station or over to the pump out. Doing everything the same. And it's breaking down a little bit, but not nearly as much as that Campa. Campa is definitely in the lead so far. All right, next up is Angel Soft. Brooke really hopes that this one works, but I'm not so sure. We're headed to the dump station. A couple of flops. It's breaking down a little bit. Certainly not the best we've seen. All right, next up is the No Name brand. Have no idea what that brand this is, but this is 60 cents for 4 of them. And I can go and tell you this stuff broke down like a champ. Easily as good as any of the RV stuff. Super thin though. All right, let's keep going. Next up is the everyday value. Couple of flops. And really the everyday value from Walmart is breaking up fairly well. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Campichem or the No Name brand, but it's certainly, it's a little bit thicker toilet paper, and I definitely prefer the feel of it better, and it's breaking down fairly good. So yeah, that may be a winner there. Let's keep going. All right, finally, the last one after 30 minutes. This is the brand we use in our RV, and let's see how it does. Headed to the dump station, couple of flops. And I'm gonna say, disappointingly enough, if that's even a word, that this Scott is not breaking down very well. And this is the one that we actually use. So we may really need to think about switching toilet papers in our RV. What do you think, Brooke?
I agree. I'm really surprised.
I'm really surprised, and it's disappointing because this is really soft. I mean, for an RV toilet paper, it's easily the softest and the thickest, but it doesn't break down. I think we have a winner, everybody. So while these two broke down the best, the Campichem and the No Name, they're awful. I mean, the feeling of them is terrible. I'd almost rather use sandpaper, and that's not even hardly an exaggeration. So we do have a winner here, and Brooke, I'm gonna let you announce the winner.
That's it. It's the Great Value Everyday Soft. So it is septic safe. It says it on the package, and the price is hard to compete with. So
it really is.
Broke down really well. The softness was pretty comparable. It was a close second to Angel Soft, actually.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't mention it, it's pretty good. And I think it's safe to assume that once we get through all of this toilet paper, we're going to be buying that Great Value.
We're not going to use you guys. If you guys use this, you're welcome to it. We'll figure out how to get it to you. I wouldn't use this. I'm sorry. This is awful.
Pretty thin.
It's terrible. But yeah, and also keep in mind, this is 7 cents a square foot. This is 1.5 cents a square foot. So not only is it a better paper, it breaks down well, it's also 5 times cheaper. So that's crazy. I think that makes it even more of a winner.
Right. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And
we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Happy wiping.